Hi guys, this is Laura. Today I'm going to be reviewing the app VSCO Cam. I've actually had this app for a few years now, but I've noticed they've been coming out with some more recent updates, and a lot of my friends are using this app. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. Right here, this plus button is how you add more photos to your library on VSCO. So this is the picture I'm going to be using to edit. And down here at the bottom, you have all your filters that you can choose from. Some make it sort of vintagey. This one is a little crazy with the color. Just a bunch of different, you have black and white. For this one, I always have a favorite to go to this one. So I don't want to necessarily make it too filtered, so I'm probably going to go about halfway. So it still adds some color, but it still keeps the natural look to it. Now this second button down at the bottom is what you click on to get to the rest of the editing features. First we have exposure. So this is going to make it brighter or darker. I'm probably going to leave it a little darker just because I know I want to play with the highlights later, and that'll brighten it up too. So I'm going to keep that there at 1. Next we have contrast. This is going to make the darkers darker and the lighter lighter. So I'm probably going to go just to +1. Now we also have the option to straighten the image. When I took this picture, I lined up the horizon pretty well with the top of the frame, so I don't need to straighten it. And then you have the option to skew the sides, which I'm not going to do for this one, but you can do it horizontally or vertically. You can also crop the image. I'm not going to do that either. The next feature is clarity. So this, if it's a little blurry, you can sort of make it look a little sharper, a little bit more detailed. I'm not going to do that either, just because it is a pretty detailed picture. Next we can sharpen it, which I am going to do. I'm probably going to bring it, right about there looks good. And now saturation. This is one thing that I am going to increase, probably to there, because I don't want to make it too extreme, but I do like how the blues pop right there. Sort of reminds me of the ocean. And now we have highlights. This is something I'm definitely going to do. It brightens up the background a little bit. It looks pretty good right around there, 8.7. And shadows. This sort of lightens the dark areas, which I'm not going to do, which is the whole reason why I used contrast before. So I'm not going to do that. Next we have temperature. It makes it a little bit more reddy, orangey, or more blue and green. I'm not going to do anything with that. Skin tone, so this is if you have people in your picture, if maybe they're a little bit more red, or if their skin was sort of flushed out by the flash, but I'm not going to use that feature. And I also don't want to darken around the edges, sort of make it look more vintagey, so I'm not going to use that feature either. And here we have the grain feature. This will make it look a little bit more pixely. I'm not going to use that for this picture. And the next option is fade. I'm also not going to use this feature because this just sort of dulls it all out, and that's exactly what I don't want to do. Next we have shadows tint and highlights tint. I'm going to use highlights tint, and I'm going to use the blue color just because I want to make the blue stand out a little bit more, but I'm also going to bring it down to probably around halfway at 6 because I still want to keep the natural look. And so when you're done, you can either publish it to your VSCO page or you can save it. I'm just going to save it. And then down here at the bottom, we can also have another option to publish it to VSCO, so you don't have to worry about not hitting publish right then and there. You can always go back and re-edit and republish it. And then these 3 dots right here, you can either share, save to camera roll, copy the edits. So you can save all of the edits you did to this picture and apply it to another picture. And then you can print or delete. So that is VSCO Cam. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.